That said, chat, that said, shall we do this? For those that missed it, here's your spoiler warning. We had a pretty okay season. Better. Our best season yet, really. Not a playoff team. We had some good player development and a pretty good first two picks in the draft. A steal in our first round pick. The rest of the draft is pretty garbage. But things are maybe potentially looking up. Why did BlizzCon allow Metallica to perform despite knowing how stingy they are about their songs? I don't know, man. Twitch is weird. That's why. Oh, Copeland, Winkler, Peters. We'll figure out the goaltending in a moment. The defense, we also had to figure out. Of course, we got Lilia, which is a great pickup. We got some decisions to make here. First decision, I feel like that's fairly obvious. Scott Roach, who was with the Erie Otters, will not be signing here. 6th round pick 2 years ago. Sorry, Scotty. You are just not going to make the cut. I hate to say it as well. I don't think Day is going to make the cut. I mean, let's see. We have number one, Demetrius Boyes. Definitely not going to make it. 7th round pick 2 years ago. Just not going to make the cut either, unfortunately. So we have 1, 2. Let's just say 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And 1, 2, 3. So ideally, we have a spot for like 3 more defensemen, and that's it. So we really have to make a choice. I hate to say it, I don't know if Ernest Day is going to make it here. He's 23, only a 66 as a low elite. He was just too low of an overall, I think, to ever really make it. So. Oh, does Hughes actually deserve to be in the Norris talk when he does fuck all of his own? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's still I'm sorry, it's way too early to be like, this guy's in the Norris running. Like, Like, Aaron Ekblad's having a great season, but it's like, okay, well, so was this guy, so, I don't know. Alright, yeah, I hate to say it today, I just don't think he's gonna make it. 6th round pick in 2026. Mr. Day, we're actually gonna get rid of you. Devereaux could be signed. I hate to say it, but Juha Sarainen is gonna be cut. He's not going to make it. He was a 3rd round pick way back in 2025. Again, somebody else that just isn't going to make this team. And that leaves us with some other choices here. Who do we have signed? Look, we do have Cope signed that we could have sit out. So technically we have space for like 2 people. Maybe 3 if you factor in Luso. Okay, I guess we could have like 4 people. So technically that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Eaton. I think after all this time, unfortunately, Ted Eaton is going to be dropped. Spent 9 years with this organization, but yeah, he's just not going to make it. 328 career NHL games, but we're going to let go of Ted, unfortunately. Do I think the Penguins are actually going to trade Crosby? No. No. Absolutely not. Ooh, Gasparitis wants to get paid. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. There's no way Sidney Crosby right now gets traded. The situation isn't dire enough in Pittsburgh to have that trade be necessary. Right, let's sign Devereaux to his ELC. And the last guy to sign is Mr. Conan. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say there's like any chance right now of Crosby getting traded. And let's be honest too, if Ron Hextall, like the first big move he and Brian Burke make is getting rid of Crosby, come on, no. There's no way. You would have to know that all of your, like, you would have to know that the fan base is on board with that. That's the only way that happens. Is if you can outright say, and your fan base knows it too, guys, we have to do this because we're screwed otherwise. Like, you have to be in an even worse situation than the Rangers happen to be when they say, guys, look, we're going to rebuild. Like, we can make the playoffs this year, but nothing's going to happen. So we're just telling you now we're going to rebuild. Lower your expectations a little bit. The Penguins would have to be in an even worse situation than that, because to that fan base, and rightfully so, it's, yeah, but we have Crosby. It doesn't take that much to get the pieces around him to make it, whereas the Rangers would have needed a lot more. So yeah, my mind, there is no chance in hell Crosby gets traded unless that team's in or approaching Detroit-Ottawa conversation. And they are nowhere near Detroit or Ottawa bad yet. There's no way. The only way Crosby leaves is if he personally wants to leave. Exactly. Like, just the ramifications of any leadership group saying, yeah, we're the ones that traded Sidney Crosby. That's a death sentence for your managerial career, man. There's no way. Even someone as bold as Brian Burke or as feisty as Ron Hextall was in his on-ice career, not a chance in hell that that happens. No way. Prove me wrong, but I don't see it happening. Alright, we have to say goodbye to another legend. Ty Domi was the last holdout on this roster in terms of the old school Goons. It is time for him to go. And it is going to be time for some other people to leave this team as well. Okay, let's go back to the goalies here. Again, I want to solve the goaltending situation last. We might still be signing Lilia as well. Imagine the Flyers legend comes in and trades Crosby. Exactly. Like, Pens fans would outright revolt, and I don't think I could blame them.
Fanboy! The man was a fanboy!
Ice Dogs, 34 months off the prime sub. Jesus, Marian Hossa. Ice Dogs, thank you for that, buddy. How you been? 34 months. It's crazy to me that we've even been doing this for this long, you know? That people are like, yeah, 34 months. What the hell, man? I feel like if Sweeney even thought about trading Bergeron. Fair. 4 or 5. Or if you ask Boston Sports Radio, get rid of Pasternak before Brandon Carlo. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the AHL is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in theory, we got room for 4 players. So there's Wang, Jacobson, Theodore, Trainer. Like, none of these guys are necessary signings. Nobody that we have there is a necessary signing. So we'll just play it off of overall, I think. Just to make sure that team's about as good as they can be. So we'll bring back Koltsov for the year. We'll bring back Yanni Louie, who is unfortunately one of the bigger disappointments of the series. Peterson as well. And then it comes down to Trainer, Theodore, Jacobson, or Wang. So I hate to say it, but one Eddie Wang, 24 years old, 6th round pick in 2025. He is never going to make it. Eddie Wang is on the way out. Salo, what's going on? Mayday as well. Let's go ahead and get rid of Wang. We are also going to be cutting Per Jacobson. Good AHLer, but that's about it. 10 years ago, this man was drafted by us. It is time for him to go. And then from there, I think we'll bring back Theodore. For obvious reasons. Trainer. Wyatt Trainer. 2024 5th round pick. This is a good slap shot. That's about it. He'll be gone. Pat Vicious. 5 months on the prime sub. Talk about a name I'd love to have for the Goon Squad. Pat, thank you for the 5. Good to see you. How you been? All right, we got $40 million here to sign our goalies. $40 million. So congratulations to Copeland, who's about to get a boatload of money. We'll sign Peters, who really has given up on getting a lot of money. And then Winkler gets the rest. Damien, what's up, man? And that'll bring us very, very close to the cap limit, which is the goal. Sweet. So the roster is set. We had to say goodbye to some old faces, but that was to be expected. Let me just double check our coaching staff contracts. Baseball fan, what's up? We're not in danger of losing Claude Giroux. I'm not afraid of losing Ruedel, I should say. So we'll let him go for the moment. Let go of a couple of scouts too. That's no big deal. Just always make sure we have the best rated ones out there. So for coaching staff, we have the same question that we always do, and that is there another high-rated coach out there that could be better than Claude Giroux with what we're looking for? There's Orlando Layman, who we definitely had before. He does not fit the team. We got a couple of B-rated players here, too, that I want to look at. Let's see. Again, we're looking for someone like Ritu, who we've had before. Lorenzo Coburn. Could be somebody worth signing. And then there was one other dude. Holtby. Could also be worth signing. Coburn doesn't like the offense to block. That's pretty much in a void. I think we're going to sign Ty Holtby here as an AHL assistant. And that way we can experiment around to see who our best coaching option is. Tookie, haven't been around. Dog of 17 years passed away last week. Oh, monster. That's rough, dude. My condolences on that. Brutal, dude. 17 years, though, is a hell of a good run, if I can say anything. Like, 17 years, man. I think that's about as much time as anyone could hope to get out of a beloved pet, right? So, man, I don't blame you for not, trust me, no reason you had to be like, hey, I'm sorry I wasn't around. I get it. It's all good. I'll tell you right now, I mean, Emmy's gonna be 8 this year. I might disappear for a month when that day comes. You know? That's not gonna be easy. That's never easy for anyone. Decide to marathon your franchise mode series, finish the Islanders. Which 16 would I recommend next? What, NHL 16? Did you watch the Vancouver? Because that's the go-to one, I'd say. Charles, it's going alright, man. So when does EA fix this fucking scrolling taking 500 years? I don't know, man. Eventually, I hope. Eventually. Dave Owens. Alright, let's see. Did we get that coach? Didn't get Bejan. Snipes, what's happened? I think we did get that coach, right? He did sign, so. We move on. Again, the good thing is, like, we don't have to sit here and look time and time again at trying to find the best coach. These off seasons don't take as long. Vancouver's the longest one, but you kept mentioning how good it was. The entire Islander series. It was tough, man. That was one of the first series where people were just like, how the hell are you, wow, we're listed as buyers. How the hell are you gonna, like, top that, essentially? Myers up to a second. Unsigned. So Lilia is still a 77. I think we'll leave him unsigned for the moment. But it's nice to have an insurance policy coming up through the system. Copeland and Winkler. Oh boy. Both technically listed as elite. Zigomanis still has a little bit of room to grow. I think we'll do the same thing. We'll go with Winkler and Zigomanis to start. And then Copeland and Peters are there as secondary options if we need them. 4 top 4 defensemen. Dansk is ready. Johnson, Abbott, McCutcheon, Kasparaitis all top 4. Dansk, Alexandrov, Sopel, and Pajot. I don't think he's ever going to make the cut, unfortunately. Although that makes the AHL defense look pretty good. So somebody's going to have to be healthy scratched out of that group, and I'm not sure who. It could end up being Dansk. I'm not sure. Maybe Sopel. Alexandrov is a veteran. We'll see. Depends on who fits the team the best. But for the forwards, just over here so nothing's cut off for you. We have our top 10 again. Legacy has made the team. Plymouth Hockey dropping the 6 months. You love to see that. Plymouth, how are you? 10, 11, 12 with Valentenko. Koltsov, Geisberger also have a shot at making this team. We're looking okay. I mean, you do have to wonder where we'd be if we didn't have the morale system on, but hey, it makes it that much more challenging, and that's what I like. A little bit of luck involved. Klude, 62 scheme fit, not the best scheme fit for Bayer, Ebbett, Oberg, Ekman, or Alexandrov, but still a 62. Catcher, again, never apologize for missing 20 minutes of a stream, nothing. Okay, so is Klude still our guy off of the 62% fit? Man, Christensen is a good shout. It's just he has horrible chemistry with Sopel and Alexandrov. It might be worth checking out Ross Christensen as our head coach. What about Holland? 57? Man, Ahmad Holland also might be a decent option here. Johnson and McCutcheon are the worst two. Rich, what's going on, buddy? Have you figured out NCAA yet? Let's see, Perez. 59. It's honestly not that bad, though. What about Gallagher? 65 for Caden Gallagher. I think Claude Giroux's been replaced as our head coach by an A- generalist in Gallagher. What about Holtby? 64 for Holtby. Okay. Interesting here. We have 3 coaches, I'd say, that have a really good setup for this particular team. How does Gallagher fit the defense? Let's see. I think we might have to take out Kasparaitis, which would suck, but that would be for Dansk, who is the same exact fit. You say that until the chem's fucked up in the lines. Fair. We might not be able to find the chemistry on defense with him, though. Damn. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, Galley doesn't work, and it's gotta be... Yeah, because he's balanced on the defense pairs. What's Christensen? What's Christensen? Only has 1 pinch option. What about Holtby? Or is it still going to be Klude? Holtby was the other guy. He's at a 62% scheme fit. What's Giroux at? Giroux's apparently at a 53. All of a sudden now, Klude is a horror, and I know it's Claude, but good old Klude Giroux is suddenly now at a 53% scheme fit. Holtby's at a 62. How the hell is Giroux at a 53 now, though? What? So all of a sudden, Claude Giroux is a horrible fit for this team, apparently. Was it always a 53, or am I just losing my mind? And is there anybody else out there? Do you have anybody else on the pinch? Lorenzo Coburn was there.
Good for you!
Man, he's not a good fit. I'm just gonna go with Katars. Thank you for the follow. Honestly, Coburn might not be that bad. Again, we need someone like Ritu, but we know Ritu doesn't fit. I think Coburn might be the only other guy worth giving a try to. Marlowe does not fit. Apparently Claude Giroux is not going to work anymore. Nicholson's a 51. He's a bit too weak on the defense because he didn't adjust your lines to fit Giroux's team. I mean, that would make sense, I suppose, as weird and as dumb as that is. Steven Weidman. C rating is a bit too low. The only other guy that we could check out is Coburn. And there's no guarantees he'd be that much better than Giroux. Let's see what we got here. We go best lines with Giroux. What does it do? Caillou, it's all good, buddy. You take care of you. Okay, yeah, now Giroux's back up to a 62. That's fucking weird, man. Although you look at Giroux and it's like, man, Bayer, Oberg, Ekman, Ebbett, Kasparaitis. It's just he's really good with the defense. He just doesn't fit the forwards. If I go to Holtby again. Let me try with Holtby again really quickly. Holtby works. Holtby works. Like, that's not the best top line in the world. What if I back out and join back in? Holtby works. So, we know that I have to adjust the lines for every coach I currently have to find the one with the best scheme fit. That makes sense, honestly. I can pretty much tell who's going to be a fit, though, right? Like, you can tell off of the defense pairing options. So, Holtby works, Drew works. Let me double-check Christensen. I'm pretty sure he didn't have the pinch options on defense. Yeah, so Christensen's here just to be a good high-rated assistant. Holland isn't going to fit either on all balance. We need coaches that have the pinch set up. So we could give Claude one more chance, and then if that doesn't work, we know we have Holtby as the backup. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. So they're the same rating. Holtby is much better on the power play. Claude's a little bit better on even strength and has the better teaching and influence. We'll stick with Claude Giroux for the moment. If he doesn't work, Holtby is the guy that will give the opportunity to. Worst case scenario. And honestly, for the most part, there we're good with Christensen and Holland. I mean, yeah, those two are just fantastic. Okay, so we need is our AHL goalie coach. Claude Giroux will still be the head coach of this team. It didn't look like you would be there for a minute, but it is going to work out with Giroux being the captain. And holy shit, are there like no goalie coaches. Ernest Potter. Congratulations. You're going to be pretty subpar goalie coach, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And then really quickly, since we hired some new scouts, let's make sure our scouting department is set up properly. How long did it take to give all the coaches $9.9 million? Yeah, it takes a while. It's even worse though, like legitimately, there's a reason why I would jump cut those segments when I didn't live record episodes, because I'm just like, this fucking sucks. Like, it sucked. Like, half the time, when if I would jump cut it, man, I would just turn on a podcast, a YouTube video, anything, and just mindlessly go through that garbage. It was that bad. So. Alright, US Central for you. We need our extra O scout and our extra Q scout, and we are good to go. Let's get our extra Q scout over with. Whoops. Need to go one more down than that. So I'm excited to see what this team's going to look like. Hopefully we don't get any screwy chemistry garbage where it's like, oh hey, it's an even rating, and then you back out and it says, LOL JK, it's actually a -1. We've seen that a couple of times. But with the team set up, let's see what we got by constant adjusting the lines to match scheme fit. I had a coach with 86 scheme fit. Not bad. I mean, again, the issue with that is, right, like, I'm limited at power forwards and grinders, so it is going to have a negative effect on the team. So defensively, by default, it takes out Sopel. We have to make the choice of where the hell do we play Dansk. Sopel's a perfect fit. Alexandrov's a perfect fit. Kasparaitis is not. Ebbett is not. It has to be for Kasparaitis. As much as I hate to say it, he's our longest tenured defenseman on this team. But if we're playing Dansk, it makes sense to have it be Kasparaitis. It really does. I guess the question is, what's the easiest way to avoid that minus? If I can even avoid the minus on that particular line. So, I mean, Ebbett or Dansk have to be on first or third. There we go. Okay, so that works. And honestly, I think I'd want Johnson there. I guess that makes sense. You know, Alexandrov's a pretty good fit on that third pairing. He gets to work alongside rookie Nicholas Dansk. You have McCutcheon and Sopel, and then Ebbett and Johnson. And Ebbett's got a pretty good shot there. As long as that stays, at least with even ratings, I think we have our defense pairings there. Yeah. So I hate to say it for, again, our longest tenured defenseman in Vladimir Kasparaitis, but there is just not a spot for him on this team right now. Over 570 career games. And he's just going to be squeezed out, unfortunately. And for the forwards, right now the lowest rated in the lineup is Geisberger, who we've been desperate to try and get developed. You have Koltsov and Valentenko. Interesting. So, in terms of sorting this by overall, we'd be looking at something like this. Mendez does not fit at all. Mendez does not fit that second line. So that top line doesn't work. And I think it's safe to say Oberg's the one that needs to get dropped down. And Mendez doesn't fit that top line. So Niedermeyer, Ekman, Carlton works. Is there anybody? Oh boy. How can I get that second line to work? I really don't think we can afford to drop Bayer down to the third line. Can we? Oh boy. Again, right now it's just trying to find a way to keep Bayer on that top line. Damien, thank you for explaining that, by the way. Derek, I hope you don't mind hearing it from chat. Obviously trying to set this up as best I can. We might be looking at a situation where Bayer would be on the third line. As much as that would suck, that might be the only way. Obviously, we'd want Lagasse on a higher line, too. This is the biggest issue. A lot of our young talent that's here. It's just not working out right now. Lagasse and Mendez are best for that third line. Oberg's best for the first or third. Vorobyev. Like, we just can't get a coach who fits our stars for the top line. I mean, Carlton and Niedermeyer are definitely there. Aside from that, it pretty much has to be Ekman. And it's worth having Ekman on that top line spot. But then from here... What the hell was that? A +3. Jesus. But I have nobody that I can drop Oberg down to the fourth line with to get this to work. How good's Koltsov? Valentenko doesn't really fit either. This is tough. This is tough here. Because I genuinely don't know if there is a way to keep Bayer on that top line. Just due to chemistry. I'm assuming you can't change the player type. Nope. You literally can't do it in franchise mode anymore. It doesn't allow you to change player type. The -1 is fine. I don't know, man. The -1 does seem to slow people down quite a bit. So you gotta wonder if Bayer on the third line and with power play time would be getting enough ice time, and I don't think he would be. Looking at who has the best offensive awareness. We kind of know that pairing with Oberg just doesn't work. It really doesn't. Guys, you should go to Free Canucks to watch the game. I'm not even going to ban the bot. Pyro, you can do it. It's not even a bot. I appreciate his hustle. I appreciate his hustle. I respect it. We know Bentley doesn't work on that top line either. Ideally, Carlton wouldn't be on that top line. So obviously we want Bayer there. Niedermeyer has an incredible shot. Ekman has an incredible shot. Like, that's been the theme here. Is we get these players that all have just a fucking lights out shot. Mendez is a great playmaker, as is Carlton, and in theory, as is Bentley, but it doesn't really work out that way. The one option that we have is Bayer, Carlton, Niedermeyer on a -1. That's the one option that we have. Because in theory, it's our best playmaker in terms of puck skills with 2 of our best shooters. But again, if we have Ekman on that top line instead, we're good to go. Terrio, what's up, buddy? You still thinking about trying a defenseman on the wing? We could, by just in that 2-dimension. Terry, I couldn't help it, man. I felt like we just had this, you know, spread the love, share his message of togetherness and inclusiveness. I mean, in theory, we could try a defenseman on the wing. I'm not sure who it would be. Not at all sure who it would be. Alright, Johnson. The funny thing is, Johnson fits the top line. But he is our best defenseman. I don't know, man. Don't know. It would have to be... I mean, I wouldn't mind because Geisberger really hasn't improved. Playing him in the NHL this year would be our last hope at getting him to improve, but I doubt it would happen. We couldn't afford to have it be basically anybody here. It would have to be Alexandrov or our other already scratched defenseman in Kasparaitis. Who unfortunately isn't that good of a fit. Because we can't split up Alexandrov and Dansk, otherwise Dansk doesn't have anybody that he can actually play with. McCutcheon is too good to be possibly played at forward, so is Johnson, so is Ebbett. And Sopel, I mean, you could potentially risk Sopel. We might as well check really quickly. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It was worth exploring, for sure, but it just doesn't work. So we can take out Geisberger for Sopel here. And now it's going to do that bullshit where it glitches, right? Yeah, now it's going to do that bullshit where it glitches. Whatever, I'll have to fix the defense after. So do we take a -1 or Joe Byers potentially playing on the third pairing? Am I willing to trade cars for FIFA? Potentially. Potentially. I might be able to be convinced. Put more about there. Doesn't work. Shit. Take out Geisberger for Valentenko. No. What if we take out Valentenko for Koltsov? No. Well, we're in a tough spot where it's Joe Bayer on the top line as a -1, alongside probably Carlton and Niedermeyer. You know, we might as well just try it, right? What's the harm in trying it? And if the team is struggling, then the team is struggling, and we abandon ship on that plan. There's no reason to not just treat it that way. The only change here is who the hell... I mean, Oberg with Legacy and Bentley is sick. There's nobody I necessarily want to play on the fourth line there, though. Fuck. The decisions don't get any easier. That +3 would be amazing, but then somebody has to play on the fourth line that I really don't want on the fourth line. Fuck, dude. Can we know we can get Carlton, Ekman, Niedermeyer? Which would be great. But then what the hell do we do? I mean, we are staring down the barrel of saying that Claude Giroux might not be the right guy. This could work. This right here could work. And then we have a -1 on the second line, and we have Bayer, Oberg, Vorobev. Although I'd rather have Legacy there, because we know Bayer and Oberg don't really work all that well together. Maybe have Bayer on the right to see if he gets more shots off. It's tough. It's tough. We might have to drop Giroux. As good as the meme is, now might be the time to maybe give Holtby that chance. I have to at least check. I have to at least check here. If we take out Kasperitis, put in Dansk. Alright, so those same combos aren't quite as needed. Can I take out Alexandrov instead of Kasperitis? No. So Kasperitis is still going to have to sit on the sidelines defensively. But I don't hate that setup. I don't hate that setup at all. As long as it stays. And then forward-wise, obviously by default, it's much closer. Bayer, Carlton, Nurminen. I don't know how well Nurminen works. But that way Bayer could stay on the top line. Carlton is one of our best, playmaking options. Nurminen's not that bad. He's like dead average. You could play Bayer on the right to get the 1T option, in theory, in the sim. I really don't want Bentley on that particular line. Shit. Like, no matter what, somebody has to play on a lower line. In theory, to avoid minuses, but like, there's no way we could play Niedermeyer on the fourth line, We just can't do it. So there might be worth having the -1 there with Niedermeyer, Oberg, and Bentley. Or not Bentley, but Ekman. Honestly, I mean, this team is looking good aside from the 1-, Aside from the 1-, this team is looking pretty damn good. You could argue for Koltsov or Kasperitis. I should have pronounced Lagasse. It's not. I mean, there's Legacy, there's Lagasse. We went with Legacy because people were bitching. Son of Manny is what we're calling him. This might have to be the team. I hate to say it with Mr. Giroux here, but I feel better about making sure that Bayer can be on the top line without a minus over anything else. We'll take that 1- on the second line. That way we get players in a really good spot for them. I think this is the team to start the season. I think it is. Now, our power play, by default, is abysmal. I'm just going to leave it as it is, and we'll change it throughout the season if we have to. So, Koltsov, Geisberger, and Kasperitis are shockingly going down to the minors here. But it is very nice to actually have options. And again, Kasperitis, the longer tenured member of this team. Oh, good. Now it's a -2 for no reason. This fucking game, man. Hey, everything looks good. LOL, JK. And now, oh yeah, it's a Hey, look, it's gonna be a -1. Ready? Watch. LOL, JK, it's a -2. Holy shit, this game. Holy shit, this game. Well, it gets so tough to build a team when you have no fucking idea what your lines are actually gonna be. Jesus Christ. Okay. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. I no longer care. Let's just roll with the minuses to start the season and see what the hell happens. Fuck it. We'll just, we'll see how it goes. If it goes poorly, so be it. But for now, we're just gonna give this a try. Because what the hell? Because what the hell? So, yep, we're not gonna worry at all about the minuses this season. At least the start. If the team ends up sucking, then hey, the team ends up sucking and we'll make changes if we have to. But at this point, with the way EA is making things go, it looks like you have the line set and then it just says, well, like, man, what's the point? Let's get the AHL set up. Cope, I hate to say it, you're the first one to potentially get cut here. Still the reason why everything's so broken is because changes the code to break things even more. You might not be wrong. 2 medium 7s, so we won't take out Cope. Anyway, I can get rid of that -3. No. So just have that be the defense the way it is. And then from here, I know I ended up signing Heinrich. It's also Acosta, who's kind of garbage. Is Cool landmine? No. Off the boards, technically, yeah. I mean, if they're not in the lineup, it doesn't matter. That's the problem. Let's see, you're 24, so it doesn't really matter. You're 27. Just get our oldest dudes down. At this point, I am sick and tired of trying to care about chemistry. Let's see.
Oh, good for you!
Right there. Go Knights. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Alright, so we got our 3 medium elites. And, yeah, that works too. Oh, that works too. Scratch players that we're keeping your chemistry up. Didn't want to go to reset default. Hey, let's try it. Maybe he's right. Maybe somehow scratch players are making the difference. Who's to say? Knights, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. I'm doubting this seriously, but hey, maybe, just maybe. So, I don't even remember, the problem is, I don't even remember at least what the hell these, I don't care. At this point, I don't care. You might be right, you know what, we'll remember it for the future. At this stage, I don't care. At this stage, I don't care, unfortunately. Made too many changes, set too many things up. Let's just get the AHL set up and go for it. That's what we'll do. So again, just past the lines. Fuck's sake. I had to set up exactly as I wanted it, and, well, here we are. So no defense pairings, a couple medium top 6s, medium 4. Let's have you guys in that particular situation there. It's fine by me. And again, get our medium elites up on that top line. 24, 27, 28. Again, get the guys there that we know aren't going to develop at all into a lower spot. Holds off there. 82 face-offs, bunch of righties, you have the better face-offs. The righty over there, you have better face-offs, and then this top line will actually work out pretty well together because they're all grinders. Cool, that'll be the AHL this year. They have incredible goaltending, that'll be the NHL this year because I just don't care at this stage. Will that lack of give a shit hurt us in terms of the chemistry, and will that come back to cause problems? Probably. I can openly admit that. But at this stage, we just gotta try something different. New captain of the defense is going to be Ebbets. It's a long-term option on this team. Let's see, really, really quickly, as we get our goalie coach, what the ratings for this season happen to be. And hopefully, potentially, this works out a little bit when it comes to just the best players on the best lines actually performing. This challenge is so luck-based. I'd argue every challenge in this game is luck-based. That's what makes it a challenge. 85, 85, 84. Maybe, just maybe, huh? Maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to make something happen this season. Who's to say?